Good afternoon, viewers. It's another new week for Education Telescope, your #1 education show on Leadership TV. I am your host, Mariam Rabiu. Here are the news for today. Nigeria to partner with South Korea on vocational training education and others. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Mr. Nyesom Wike, announced plans on Tuesday to collaborate with the Republic of South Korea in the field of vocational education. He also expressed a willingness to partner with Turkey on agricultural development. During a meeting with the ambassadors of South Korea to Nigeria and Turkey, Minister Wike announced this based on his previous visit to South Korea as the Minister of Education, where he discussed vocational education. The minister praised South Korea's vocational education model, which empowers students with practical skills, and expressed his desire to establish a vocational school in FCT in partnership with South Korea. Furthermore, Minister Wike highlighted the importance of hands-on vocational training and potential collaboration with South Korea, particularly mentioning Samsung's support on vocational schools. In a related discussion with the South Korean ambassador Kim Yong-chae, the ambassador commended South Korea's collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture and the Rural Electrification Agency, aiming to create a mini electricity grid in the FCT. He also mentioned plans for a grant for school technology and teacher education. During a separate meeting with the Turkey ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Hidayat Berakta, Minister Wike discussed the FCT's potential for agricultural development due to its extensive arable land. He expressed interest in collaborating with Turkey in this area and welcomed discussions about the Abuja Metro Rail line. However, Minister Wike appealed for a review of Turkish visa policies, emphasizing the need for more flexible entry options to enhance business collaborations. Firm partners NGF to improve education in Nigeria. Education experts New Globe has partnered the Nigerian Governors Forum NGF toward ensuring education systems in Nigeria are inclusive. The partnership was forged on the heels of New Globe's participation in the 2023 induction program for newly elected and re-elected governors, and aimed to catalyze transformational reforms and policies in the realm of education. Speaking during the MOU signing, Director General of the NGF, Ashishana Okaru ESQ, acknowledged the celebrated success of New Globe's proprietary methodology and reform and welcomed the partnership with New Globe. Also speaking, Group Managing Director of New Globe, Dr. Akin Olusoji Akinyele, commended the NGF for contributions to Nigerian democracy through the giant strides achieved driving cohesion among states. Akinyele will be the education resources partner of the Nigeria Governors Forum, bringing the technical expertise in education to the benefit of all states in Nigeria. The primary purpose of MOU was to establish a formal relationship between New Globe and the NGF to support subnational members in implementing transformative educational reforms and policies through the educational subcommittees of the NGF and the individual states. The MOU is expected to achieve significant progress in the transformation of education across all 36 states in Nigeria. The next story says Bauchi governor blames suburb local education secretaries for failed education system. Governor Bala Muhammad has lambasted the management of the State Universal Basic Education (SUBEB) and the local government education authority secretaries for sabotaging his effort at developing the state's education sector. A visibly angry governor said this at the opening of a meeting of education stakeholders, including SUBEB management, Ministry of Education, LGEA secretaries, and local government area caretaker chairpeople, held at the banquet hall of the Government House, Bauchi. The governor regretted the high number of out-of-school children in the state, coupled with the decline in the standard of education, saying that his administration has failed the people of the state regarding educational development. Mohammed added that the quality of supervision by SUBEB is appalling, so they have the opportunity to change. The governor explained that there was a time he gave a marching order that all the schools should be enumerated, and that were done. Just in 2022, he said they spent 3 billion naira, but they can't see what they have done with such amounts. NEPA trains over 200 education planners and administrators. The National Institute of Education Planning and Administration (NEPA) Ondo State has trained over 200 education planners and administrators. The training took place at the ongoing 3-day workshop with the theme Reimagine the Role of Educational Leadership, Administration, and Entrepreneurship at Grassroots Level. Officials of the Federal Ministry of Education, Abuja, management staff of NEPA, and seasoned educationists from all walks of life attended the open ceremony. The Acting Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the Institute, Dr. David Sofoyeke, while welcoming participants, said the Institute as a capacity-building outfit has made significant progress in enhancing the capacity of education sector planners and managers in conjunction with local and international partners. Sofoyeke added that the Institute's unique service of empowering education sector operators through the provision of specialized and relevant skills in planning, administration, and management of education covers Nigeria and the West African sub-region at large. He described the objectives of the workshop to include discussing the challenges facing the sector and exploring innovative resolutions that will dignify the approach of education. Declaring the workshop open, the Director of Special Duties in the Federal Ministry of Education, Mr. Zubairu Abdullahi, who stood in for the Permanent Secretary, said that the theme of the workshop was very timely, instructive, and provides a platform to learn from one another. The next story says, Caleb College Board profiles solutions to falling standard of Nigeria's education sector. An educationist and director of Caleb Group of Schools, Dr. Ola Adebogun, has said that for the nation's education sector to regain its lost glory, the government must give the sector increased funding and top quality and structured attention to ensure quality assurance. Dr. Adebogun, who made these remarks in Lagos, noted that for a turnaround in the sector, the government must not only invest in human resource development, curriculum development, and alignment, but must also put in place value-based education policies to encourage innovation and creativity. He stressed that the future of a nation depends largely on the quality of its educational development and disclosed that this informed the establishment of Caleb Group of Schools as a ray of hope to the falling standard of education in the country. While commending both the Lagos State Ministry of Education and Federal Ministry of Education for the regular evaluation exercise in the education sector, Adebogun, however, assured that the Caleb Group of Schools would implement the latter in the quality standard of both Nigerian and British integrated curriculum to sustain its excellent record. He also enjoined the parents to always support every control mechanism put in place by the schools and to endeavor to clarify issues with the relevant authorities where there are doubts, stressing that it was this partnership based upon mutual understanding and close cooperation that could bring out the best out of the students. Medical education in Nigeria under threat, says MDCAN. The Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria has stated that medical education in Nigeria is under threat as a result of brain drain, which has caused many health professionals to migrate in search of greener pastures. President of the association, Professor Muhammad, made this known on Monday while briefing newsmen at the end of the association's 13th biennial delegate meeting and scientific conference in Kano State. According to him, no fewer than 500 doctors with a specialty in teaching had migrated because of brain drain. It was reported that on December 1, 2022, the MDCAN said a survey carried out in March 2022 by its Medical Education Committee found out that over 500 medical and dental consultants had left Nigeria for developed countries over the preceding 2 years. Speaking, Muhammad noted that medical education in Nigeria is under threat if a lasting solution is not proffered to medical professionals' migration. Medical education is under threat mainly due to the large numbers of specialists and trainers migrating to other climes. Also, he stated that some departments in teaching hospitals are shutting down as a result of high rates of brain drain. While noting that skilled healthcare professionals not only migrate out of Africa but also to neighboring African countries, he urged the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, provide a solution to the nation's health institutions. Federal governments to increase budgetary allocation to education sector. The federal government has expressed its commitments to improving education funding to 25% of the budget from its current state with the right policies in place. The Minister of Education, who disclosed this while declaring open the 2021 and 2022 Nigeria's Annual Education Conference in Abuja, charged participants to ensure the implementation of existing government policies as it affects the sector. Poor funding is one of the challenges bedeviling the education sector, he said. Several government budgetary allocations have fallen short of the 26% recommendation of UNESCO for education. President Muhammadu Buhari's 2023 budgetary allocation of 1.79 trillion naira, representing 8.2% of the total 21.8 trillion naira, is the highest made to the sector since 2015. President Tinubu has declared his administration's commitment to overhauling the education sector and is prepared to surpass budgetary allocation made to the sector by previous administrations. Institute partners Rivers government on sports education. The Pan-African University, African School of Economics, has partnered the Rivers State government to develop sports education in the state. Speaking with leadership at the weekend, after a meeting with representatives of the Ministry of Sports and other stakeholders involved in the project, the Director of Communication, Obinna Obiulu, explained that the school is partnering the government to drive sports education in the states. He said that the university, which has campuses into Nigeria's annual security agencies within and outside the state, to uncover the perpetrators of the heinous crime so they can be punished, to serve as a deterrent to others who might be thinking of engaging in similar crime. He maintained that federal government was committed to the safety of schools, which would be a source of encouragement to parents to release their children to attend schools. He, however, challenged participants at the annual conference to develop superior solutions that will help the government implement several of its programs geared towards improving the state of education in Nigeria. He disclosed that the president has given him and the management of the ministry the task of reducing the number of out-of-school children, returning them to the classrooms to get the necessary education. And the last news for today on our show says, Governor Redda's policies boosting access to quality education. The policy of the Katsina State Governor, Malam Dikko Umaru Redda, to prioritize education development has led to increase access to quality education for children in the state. Director General of Media to Governor Malam Maiwada Malam has said. He stated this while felicitating with the governor on his 54th birthday anniversary in a press release to journalists yesterday. Malam hailed Governor Radda for his uprightness and dedication to the service of humanity and to people of Katsina State. He said the commitment of the governor to moving Katsina State forward has been a beacon of hope and progress for the entire region. He further highlighted the remarkable strides made under Governor Radda's leadership. As one of the most significant achievements is his relentless pursuit of peace and security. Under his stewardship, the insecurity issues that plagued our beloved